problem there?
It's the graph on page 2.
What seems to be the problem? It's just the bar graph showing reasons why people change where they live.
Well, I've got a photocopy, but the reasons at the bottom are missing.
Oh, okay. Look at the first bar on the graph. Now that indicates the number of people who move because they want more space.
Oh, I see. Oh, 1. Okay. Now, what about the next bar?
Bar 2 is to do with the people living nearby, disturbing them. So they chose to move away to somewhere quieter. Now let's look at bar number 3. Another reason people change their place in town is because they want to be closer to the city.
Proximity to the city is missing.
Now, bar number 4 refers to problems when the owner of the property won't help fix things that go wrong. In other words, the owner is not helpful, and so the tenants move out.
Okay. Now, what about bar 5?
Bar 5 is about those people who move because they need a bus or train to get them into the city or to go to work.
Okay. And bar 6?
Bar number 6 is interesting. That reason was given quite a lot. People moving because they wanted to be in a more attractive neighborhood.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much.
Section 4.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I have been asked today to talk to you about the urban landscape. There are 2 major areas that I will focus on in my talk. How vegetation can have a significant effect on urban climate, and how we can better plan our cities using trees to provide a more comfortable environment for us to live in. Trees can have a significant impact on our cities. They can make a city as a whole a bit less windy, or a bit more windy if that's what you want. They can make it a bit cooler if it's a hot summer day in an Australian city, or they can make it a bit more humid if it's a dry inland city. On the local scale, that is in particular areas within the city, trees can make the local area more shady, cooler, more humid, and much less windy. In fact, trees and planting of various kinds can be used to make city streets actually less dangerous in particular areas. How do trees do all that, you ask?
Em tạo cái năm 2023 là sẽ
Well,
có
the main
20
difference
rồi.
between a
Xong
tree
em tạo
and a
tiếp năm
building
2024
is a tree has got an internal
em
mechanism
tạo
to
tới
keep the
30
temperature
mấy người là
regulated.
30
It
33
evaporates water through its leaves.
33 người
And
là
that means
là
that
dư
the
3 người rồi đó,
temperature
mình
of
nãy
trees
20 còn 33
is
là
never
53
very
người thì
far
đáng lý
from
là không
our
được.
own
Từ tổng
temperature.
cộng số người trong người là nhân
The
sự.
temperature of a building surface on a hot sunny day
Nhưng mà nó
can
vẫn cho
easily
tạo.
be 20 degrees more than our
Giờ không
temperature.
sao lúc vì cái này để hỏi lại
Trees,
bữa
on the
còn
other hand,
là tổng
remain cooler than
Tổng số là cao
buildings
chị chỉ
because
rồi
they
tại vì em
sweat.
đâu có click cái
This
QR
means
code
that
đó
they
đâu.
can
Nếu click
humidify
QR
the
code mà nó
air
sẽ
and
dùng ở cao
cool it.
cũ thì lúc đó
A
thì
property which can be
không
exploited
ý
to
là cái
improve the
này để hỏi
local
bữa rồi tại
climate.
vì cái này thì đã đang tính mà không cộng với tập võ một năm trước nữa.
Nhưng mà cái này là nó generate
Trees
ra
can
không
also
đủ
help break the
không đủ
force of winds.
cái số
The reason that high
hồi nãy mình
buildings
tạo
may be
33
windier
là
at
trừ cho
ground
6
level
giáo viên nên
is
là
that
còn
as the
27
wind
nhưng hiện
goes
tại nó tạo
higher and
24
higher,
thôi.
it goes faster and faster. When the
Qua là
wind
mình
hits the
thì
building,
33
it
đúng
has
không?
to go somewhere. Some of it
Đây
goes
thì
over the top,
trong này nó có
and some
33
goes
đứa nữa.
around the sides of the
33
building,
nhưng mà trừ 6 giáo viên
forcing
đi
those high
là
level
còn
winds
27
down to ground level.
Có một cái nữa.
That doesn't
đó
happen
vậy
when
nha.
you have
Dạ.
trees.
Là 9
Trees
nhân 3
filter
27
the wind,
hiện tại chỉ 24
considerably
thôi.
reduce it, preventing those very large, strong gusts that so often find around tall buildings. Another problem in built-up areas is that traffic noise is intensified by tall buildings. By planting a belt of trees at the side of the road, you can make things a little quieter, but much of the vehicle noise still goes through
Nhưng
the
mà
trees.
hồi nãy mình 33 mình dư 3 người
Trees
á,
can also
thì
help
giống như là 3
reduce the
người đó
amount
là
of
không đủ
noise in
50
the
cao đó
surroundings,
là nó không tạo ra
although
nữa.
the effect is not as large as people like to think.
Đúng rồi.
Quá 50 là
Low
nó không tạo
frequency
nữa.
noise in particular
Đó.
just goes through the trees as though they are there.
Cái số tiền
Although
cũng
trees
ra
can
đâu. Chỉ là vấn đề
significantly
Không sai nhưng
improve
mà
the
vấn đề là
local
chỗ
climate,
con á.
They do, however, take up a lot of
Thế thì bộ
space.
hỏi bỏ thử là
There are root
thường thường
systems
đi cho
to
tính
consider,
rồi tất cả các nam
and
luôn.
Hỏi
branches
trong trường
blocking
hợp mà
windows and so on.
QR
It
bấm cái
may
QR nó
therefore
dùng
be
lại cao cũ
difficult to fit trees
thì
into the
nó
local
đến như thế
landscape.
nào, không dùng mặt cao cũ thì
There
nó
is
đến
not a
như thế
great
nào.
deal you can do if you have what we call a street canyon, a whole set of high rises enclosed in a narrow street.
Dạ bây giờ thế thôi.
Trees need water to grow. They also need some sunlight to grow, and you need room to put them. If you have the chance of knocking buildings down and replacing them, then suddenly you can start looking at different ways to design your streets and to introduce. Section 1.
Good morning.
Good morning. How can I help you?
I understand that the school organizes trips to different.
Yes, we run 5 every month. 3 during weekends and 2 Wednesday afternoon trips.
What sort of places?
Well, obviously it varies, but always places of historical interest. And also we offer a variety of shopping, because our students always ask about that. And then we go for ones where we know there are guided tours, because this gives a good focus for the visit.
Do you travel far?
Well, we're lucky here, obviously, because we're able to say that all our visits are less than 3 hours drive.
How much do they cost?
Again, it varies, between £5 and £15 a head, depending on distance.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and we do offer to arrange special trips if, there are more than 12 people.
Oh, right. I'll keep that in mind. And what are the times normally?
We try to keep it pretty fixed so that students get to know the pattern. We leave at 8:30 a.m. and return at 6 p.m. We figure it's best to keep the day fairly short.
Oh, yes. And how do we reserve a place?
You sign your name on the notice board. Do you know where it is?
Uh-huh. I saw it this morning.
And we do ask that you sign up 3 days in advance, so we know we've got enough people interested to run it, and we can cancel if necessary, with full refund, of course.
That's fine. Thanks. And what visits are planned for this term?
Right, well, I'm afraid the schedule hasn't been printed out yet, but we have confirmed the dates and planned the optional extra visits, which you can also book in advance if you want to.
No, that's right. Give some idea of the weekend, so I can, friends, etc.
Oh, sure. Well, the first one is St. Arthur. That's on the 13th of February, and we'll have only 16 places available because we're going by minibus. And that's a day in town with the optional extra of visiting the Hepworth Museum.
All right. Well, that sounds good.
Then there's a London trip on the 16th of February, and we'll be taking a medium-sized coach, so there'll be 45 places on that. And let's see, the optional extra is the Tower of London.
Oh, I've already been there.
After that, there's Bristol on the 3rd of March.
Where?
Bristol, Bristol.
Okay.
That's in a different minibus with 18 places available. Oh, and the optional extra is a visit to the SS Great Britain.
Okay.
We're going to Salisbury on the 18th of March, and that's always a popular one because the optional extra is Stonehenge. So we're taking the large coach with 50 seats.
Good.
And then the last one is to Bath on the 23rd of March.
Oh, yes. Is Bath the Roman city?
Yes, that's right. And that's in the 16-seater minibus.
And where's the optional visit?
It's to the American Museum. Well worth a visit.
Okay, well, that's great. Thanks for all that.
My pleasure. Oh, by the way, if you want more information about any of the trips, have a look in the student newspaper.
Okay.
Hồi đó màu đen
Have a
nó
word with my assistant. Her name is Jane Yentop. That's YENTOB.
Right, I've got that. Thank you very much for your help.
You're very welcome. I hope
Em
you
hộ đi
enjoy the
nó
trips.
hộ đến hộ đồng quét lên.
Section 2. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Riverside Industrial Village. To start your visit, I'm just going to give you a brief account of the history of the museum before letting
Ủa,
you
làm
roam
đây.
about on your own. I won't keep you long, okay? Now, from where
Không,
we're
đúng không?
standing,
Mấy sao
you
vậy?
will
Nó
have a view of the river over
cho năm
there.
tiếp theo á là
And it was because of this fast-flowing water that this site was a natural place for manufacturing
đâu không được
works.
mà chú vô trả lời cho
Water
muốn.
and the availability of raw materials in the area like minerals and iron ore, and also the abundance of local fuels like coal and firewood, all made this site suitable for industry from a very early time.
anh để tổng
Water was the main source of power for the early
Nhiều
industries,
ngày vô đó là
and some of the
bơi này
water
ngày nay
wheels
cũng
were
không
first
mình sẽ
established in the
dưới
12th century.
bơi rất là kiểu tại vì hiện tại
At that time, local craftsmen first built an iron forge just behind the village here on the bend of the river. By the 17th and 18th centuries, the region's rivers supported more than 160 water mills, and many of these continued to operate well into the 19th century.
hiện tại em thấy nó validate như thế này ở cái màn hình mình tạo thêm á,
And
nếu
then
vượt
the
quá 50 nó
railways
mới
came,
validate.
and the centres of industry were able to move away from the rivers and the countryside and into the towns. So industrial villages like this one became very rare. So that's the history for you. If you'd like any more information, you can ask me some questions, or you can read further in our excellent guidebook. Now, I'm going to give you a plan of the site, and I'd just like to point out where everything is, and then you can take a look at
Thằng anh
everything
comment rõ
yourself.
là qua lâu được.
I've already pointed out the river, which is on the left, and of course, running up at the bottom is Woodside Road. Got it? Okay. Now, we're standing at the entrance. See it at the bottom. And immediately to our right is the ticket office. You won't do that because you've got your group booking. But just past it are the toilets. Always good to know where they are. In front of us is the car park, as you can see. And to the left, by the entry gate, is the gift shop. That's where you can get copies of the guide, like this one here. Now, beyond the car park, all the buildings are arranged in a half circle with a yard in the middle. The big stone building at the top is the main workshop. That's where the furnace is and where all the metal was smelted and the tools were cast, as you'll be able to see. Now, in the top right-hand corner, that building with bigger windows is the showroom. Where samples of all the tools that were made through the ages are on display. In the top left corner is the grinding shop, where the tools were sharpened and finished. And on one side of that, you can see the engine room, and on the other is the cafe, which isn't an antique, you'll be pleased to know, though they do serve very nice old-fashioned teas. The row of buildings you can see on the left are the cottages. These were built for the workers towards the end of the 18th century, and they're still furnished from that period, so you can get a good idea of ordinary people's living conditions. Across the yard from them, you can see the stables, where the horses were kept for transporting the products. And the separate building in front of them is the works office, and that still has some of the old accounts on display. Right, if anyone wants a guided tour, then I'm starting at the engine room. If you'd like to come along this way, please, ladies and gentlemen. Section 3. Excuse me, Dr. Johnson. May I speak to you for a minute?
Sure, come in.
Nếu mà cái NCC
I'm
nó
Melanie
người ta rất
Griffin.
là giàu thì
I'm taking your course in population studies.
Right. Well, Melanie, how can I help you?
I'm having a bit of trouble with a second assignment. It's due in 12 days.
What sort of trouble are you having? Is the assignment question a problem?
Well, that's part of the problem. I'm also been having trouble
Bố
with
ông
books.
hà cá
I've
trò
been to the
chứ.
library several times and the books are out.
Sounds like you should have started borrowing books a bit earlier.
I had a really big assignment due in for another course, and I've been spending all my time on that. I thought
You might get an extension of time to finish your assignment.
if that's possible, but I don't know.
Well, Yes, it is possible, but extensions are normally given only for medical, passionate reasons. Otherwise, it's really a question of organizing your study. And we don't like giving extensions to students who simply didn't plan their work properly. What did you get for your first assignment?
I got 87%.
Very well, indeed. So obviously you can produce.
I don't think I'll need too much extra time, as long as I can get hold of some of the important references.
Well, since you did so well at your first assignment, I'm prepared to give you an extra 2 weeks for those. So that'll mean you'll need to submit it about a month from now. Now, what about the reading materials? You checked out the journal articles?
There were about 20 of them, and I wasn't sure which one most useful.
They're all useful. I don't expect anyone to read them all because a number of them deal with the same issues. Let me give you some suggestions. The article by Anderson and Hawker is really worth it.
Right, I'll read that one.
You should also read the article by Jackson, but just look at the part of the research methodology, how they did it.
Got that.
And if you have time, the one by Roberts says very relevant things, although it's not essential.
So, if it's useful, I'll try and read that one.
Now, the one by Morris, I wouldn't bother with that at this stage if I were you.
Okay, I'm working on Morris. Oh, now, someone told me the article by Cooper is important.
Well, yes, in a way. But just look at the last part, where he discusses the research results. And lastly, there's moisture. Well, it's not bad. It could be of some help, but not that much. How do you deal with the assignment? What's the problem with it?
It's the graph on page 2.
What seems to be the problem? It's just the bar graph showing reasons why people change where they live.
Well, I've got a photocopy, but the reasons at the bottom are missing.
Oh, okay. Look at the first bar on the graph. Now that indicates the number of people who move because they want more space.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Now, what about the next one?
Part 2 is to do with the people living nearby, disturbing them. So they chose to